Most women think that tea is just a cozy drink, something warm in your hands, nothing more. But what if I told you that one simple tea, made from real bay leaves, could touch so many parts of your health that it might even surprise your doctor? And what if I told you the very last benefit we'll talk about today is something almost no woman has ever heard of, because it's about intimate health? That's right. So stay with me until the end, because you do not want to miss this. Now here's something important to know before we even start. Most of the teas sitting in supermarket boxes are not true herbal teas at all. They're often just crushed tea leaves sprayed with flavoring. They may smell good, but they've already lost most of their natural power, and that's why so many of them do almost nothing for your body. Making a real tea at home is completely different, and it's simple, low effort, and far more rewarding. Just by using the whole leaf itself, you get something fresher, fuller in taste, and carrying all of the gentle health benefits that packaged teas simply cannot provide. If you'd like the simple recipe for making this tea at home, let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to share it with you. I have seen this again and again in my practice. Women who thought a tea can't possibly change anything were surprised at how much lighter, calmer, and more at ease they felt when they added this one small ritual to their day. It's not magic, but it is a tool, and when you use small tools every single day, they can change the way you feel. So today we're going to explore what really happens when you drink bay leaf tea every day after 60. Welcome back to the Female Health Podcast, where we make women's health after 60 simpler, kinder, and more doable. I'm Leah Parker, and for 30 years I have worked as a gynecologist and intimate psychologist, helping women reconnect with their bodies using both science and the everyday remedies that women have trusted for generations. And this is important because according to a study in the Journal of Clinical Biochemistry and Nutrition, adults who took bay leaf daily for a month saw real improvements in their blood sugar and cholesterol levels. That's modern science catching up with what traditional medicine has been whispering for centuries. So stay right here with me, and let's begin this journey together. When I think about digestion, I think about Maria. She was 72 when she came to me and said, "Leah, every evening it feels like I have a brick in my belly." She wasn't eating more than usual, but after dinner she felt heavy, bloated, and uncomfortable. This is something many women over 60 quietly live with. Our digestion slows with age, and the foods that once felt easy can suddenly feel heavy. That's where bay leaf tea has shown itself to be such a gentle helper. Bay leaves are what we call carminative. That's just a fancy word that means they help the body release gas and reduce bloating. They also encourage the stomach to make more of its natural digestive juices, which means food is broken down more smoothly instead of sitting there like a weight. Women often tell me that just one warm cup after their main meal made them feel lighter and less sluggish. From a traditional perspective, Ayurveda describes bay leaf as warming and balancing, especially for women who struggle with sluggish digestion. In that system of medicine, it's said to reduce what's called vata imbalance, which often shows up as bloating, gas, and irregular digestion. Whether you believe in the Ayurvedic words or not, what matters is that women truly feel the difference in their bodies. And remember, it doesn't have to be complicated. Adding bay leaf tea to your evening routine can be as simple as taking a moment to breathe, to relax, and to let your body settle after the day. Over time, small rituals like this do more than soothe your stomach. They remind you that your body deserves care. When Maria tried it, she came back a few weeks later and said, "That brick I used to carry around in my belly every night, it's gone." And she wasn't alone. I've seen many women experience that same gentle relief. So if you've been feeling heavy or uncomfortable after meals, this is one of the first ways bay leaf tea may bring you comfort. Another thing many women tell me about after 60 is the pain in their joints, knees that ache when climbing stairs, hips that feel stiff in the morning, or hands that just do not want to move as easily as they used to. It is one of the most common changes I hear about, and it can be discouraging because these little aches and pains sneak into your daily life. Bay leaves have been used for centuries to ease this kind of discomfort. Modern science has found that they contain natural oils with a substance called eugenol. Do not worry about the word, it simply means a natural compound that helps calm swelling and reduce pain, along with antioxidants, which are plant chemicals that protect our cells from damage. These oils can gently ease the body's stiffness and protect against further wear. I once worked with Dorothy, a 75-year-old woman who said she dreaded getting out of bed in the morning because her knees felt like they were locked. She told me, "I feel like I'm carrying two rusty hinges with me everywhere." We added bay leaf tea to her daily routine, and she also tried using a warm compress made from the tea water directly on her knees. A few weeks later, she came back and said the mornings were easier. She was still aware of her arthritis, but she could move with less pain and had a lot more confidence starting her day. It was not a cure, but it was comfort. And sometimes comfort is exactly what we need. In traditional Ayurvedic practice, bay leaf is described as warming and moving. That means it helps circulation, keeps the blood flowing, and loosens what feels stuck. Women would use it not only as a tea, but also as part of topical remedies, warm compresses on swollen joints, or baths steeped with leaves for general body aches. These practices are hundreds of years old, carried through generations of women who looked for ways to keep their bodies comfortable with age. It is important to remember, bay leaf tea will not replace your doctor's treatment if you have arthritis, rheumatism, or another joint condition. But it can be a simple, safe addition that supports your comfort day to day. Even something as modest as less stiffness when you get up in the morning, or a little more ease climbing stairs, can make a big difference in how you feel about yourself and your body. So if you feel your body stiffening up with age, think of bay leaf as a quiet helper, not a miracle, but a steady, natural support, one more way to feel a little lighter and freer in your own skin. After menopause, many women notice that their doctor suddenly talks more about blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. It can feel like overnight the focus shifts from hot flashes to heart health and lab results. And it is true, after 60, our risk for diabetes and heart disease rises. But here is where bay leaf has something interesting to offer. Modern science has actually studied bay leaves for these exact issues. In one small study, adults with type 2 diabetes were asked to take bay leaf every day for a month. When their blood tests were repeated, the group using bay leaves had lower blood sugar and improved cholesterol compared to those who did not. Now, of course, bay leaves are not a replacement for medicine, diet, or exercise, but they can be a gentle helper, and sometimes that extra support is exactly what women are looking for. Let me explain what this means in simple words. Bay leaves seem to make the body's own insulin work better. Insulin is the hormone that helps move sugar out of your blood and into your cells for energy. When the body becomes resistant to insulin, sugar stays in the blood, and that is what leads to diabetes and other problems. By improving how sensitive the body is to insulin, bay leaf helps smooth out those sugar swings. But that is not all. Bay leaves also contain natural plant compounds that keep blood vessels flexible and calm, which can support healthy blood pressure. Other compounds may reduce what is often called bad cholesterol, the kind that can stick to artery walls. For women after menopause, these little supports can add up, because hormones that once protected the heart are no longer doing the same job. I think of Elaine, a woman in her late 60s, who told me she always worried about her family history of heart disease. She didn't want to feel helpless, waiting for bad news at every doctor's visit. We talked about daily habits, her walks, her meals, her stress, and she added bay leaf tea as one of her little rituals. She loved that it gave her a sense of control. Her words were, "It feels like I'm doing something kind for my heart every day." That is the power of bay leaf. It is not a cure, and it will never replace what your doctor prescribes. But it is one more gentle ally, a natural step that fits easily into your daily life, helping you care for your sugar, your blood pressure, and your heart. Health is not only about the body, it is also about how calm and settled the mind feels. Many women after 60 tell me that while their children or even grandchildren are grown, their minds still do not rest. Worries about family, health, and sometimes simply the quiet of an empty home can weigh heavily. Some women even say, "My body is tired, but my mind won't let me sleep." This is where bay leaf has another surprising gift. Bay leaves contain a natural compound called linalool. That is just the scientific name for a substance found in many plants that has a calming effect on the nervous system. In simple words, it helps the body and mind slow down. That is why in traditional practices, bay leaf was sometimes burned as incense or used in baths, not only for physical aches but also for peace of mind. I remember talking with Janet, who was 68 at the time. She said her days were fine, but her nights were restless. I lie down, close my eyes, and it feels like my thoughts run circles, she told me. We introduced bay leaf tea as part of her evening ritual, not as a sleeping pill, not as something to knock her out, but as a gentle signal to the body that the day was done. She would sit in her chair, sip slowly, and let the warmth settle her. Within weeks, she told me her mind had learned to quiet itself, and she was finally getting deeper rest. Ayurveda has always described bay leaf as a balancing herb for the nervous system. It is said to reduce excess vata, which in that system is linked with restlessness, worry, and sleeplessness. Whether you use those words or not, the result is the same. Many women feel calmer, and here is something very simple you can do, even without drinking the tea. If you crush a bay leaf gently in your hand and breathe in its aroma for a few minutes, that scent alone can relax the body. It is an easy, natural way to give yourself a moment of peace in a busy or anxious day. So while bay leaf may support digestion and blood sugar, it is also a friend to your mind. It offers a gentle way to slow down, to breathe, and to remind yourself that rest is not a luxury. Rest is health. And now we come to the final benefit, the one I promised you at the very beginning. This is something most women have never been told. Bay leaf has a history of use in women's intimate health. In Ayurvedic and traditional medicine, bay leaf has been considered what they call an emmenagogue. That simply means it was used to help regulate a woman's monthly cycle and ease cramps. For younger women, it was sometimes used to bring on a delayed period or reduce uncomfortable discharge. And while most of us listening now are well past monthly cycles, it is still a reminder that this leaf has always been linked to women's intimate care. More recently, modern research has looked at bay leaf's effect on microbes, and one finding stands out. In the laboratory, bay leaf extracts were able to slow down the growth of Candida albicans. That is the fungus most women know as the cause of yeast infections. Now, this does not mean bay leaf tea is a medicine for vaginal health. It is not a replacement for treatment, and it should never be used directly inside the body. But it does suggest that even as a daily tea, bay leaf may gently support balance in ways we are only beginning to understand. I remember speaking with Helen, who was 70. She told me that after menopause, she felt her body had betrayed her, more dryness, more irritation, and a sense of losing connection to her most private self. She did not want another prescription cream, she wanted a natural practice that made her feel cared for. For her, the act of drinking a warm herbal tea every evening became a ritual of self-respect. Bay leaf was not only soothing her digestion and her joints, it gave her a sense that she was tending to her whole body, including the parts nobody else talks about. That is why I wanted to save this point for last, because women's intimate health deserves more open conversation. And bay leaf, in its quiet way, has always been part of that conversation, across cultures, across generations. So if you are curious to try this for yourself, remember, one small daily ritual can ripple into many areas of your health, including the parts of your life that feel the most private. And if you would like the simple recipe for bay leaf tea, let me know in the comments, and I will share it with you. Thank you for spending this time with me. You are not alone in your journey, and you deserve to feel cared for in every part of your health. I would love to hear from you. What is one small daily ritual that makes you feel more at ease in your body? Share it in the comments so other women can learn from you too. Until next time, this is Leah Parker with the Female Health Podcast, reminding you that simple steps, repeated with love, can change the way you feel.